I do multiple six figures a month in profit. I'll run you through what I do right now. You want to buy now when no one's talking about it. Prices are incredible. The cycle's going to happen again. And man, you're out like a light and then you spring right up at 5 a.m. ready to rock. As long as you stick to what you love and what you're good at and you onboard people to help you with what you suck at, that is how you're going to keep your life fun, exciting, and fulfilling. No matter how successful you get or how broke you get and how, in a hole you get, it's always going to rebound. Life goes in waves. I was making a ton of money through my businesses, multiple six figures profit a month. And what I wasn't thinking was, oh, what happens when my Bitcoin portfolio drops 75%? And then what if one of my income streams that's making me all this money goes away? And that's exactly what happened. Yeah, I mean, yourself is the most important thing in this world. If you don't have yourself, you don't have anything. So I would just 100%, if you're just starting out and you're watching this, I mean, just go all in on you and your business. There's nothing else more important.
How do you pick opportunities? How do you spot the trends? And how do you build a business or multiple businesses that you enjoy?
Yeah, man. So it all goes back to
Colin Yurcisin, thank you so much for joining me on the Online Business Show. Appreciate you taking the time.
Of course, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to see you. We met at the Capital Club this summer with Luke Belmar and Steve Tan, Evan Tan. And I remember the first OG, well, I actually met in Phuket first time. Yeah, so that was the second time. I remember the OG night at Spain Capital Club. Me and Jonathan, we sat with the cigars and listening to you talking about market cycles. And I've always followed you for, you have a lot of multiple different businesses that we'll dive into, but you have a unique look at the market and market cycles because you've been through, and you're younger than me, bro. Like you've been through the ups and downs of the crypto space already, more so than me. But I like to start the show with a question that are, a lot of people, they're young, they want to make money. They're like, how are all these people making money? Like, are these businesses legit? So why don't we start with that? How much are you making ish right now in your business, and what are the revenue streams that you're making them with?
Yeah, so I do multiple six figures a month in profit. I have multiple revenue streams. So most new revenue stream is my coaching business. So I've always done info products and I've always coached people online. But now I've transitioned it all to a couple different programs. I have a health and fitness program. And then I also have a business program. So some of them are group coaching, some of them are one-on-one. And then I have for my business program, I enroll you into Leverage Lifestyle, which is my course that I've been doing for the past 2 years that most people know me for. Leverage Lifestyle is basically where I teach people how to leverage credit, build income, and travel the world for free, all off of credit cards. Now, this is usually more helpful if you're in the United States because, if you have a social security number, you're able to get all of the amazing credit, advantages that we have here. It still works if you're outside of the States. We go over how to travel hack, how to build your personal brand, how to get passive income using other people's money. So yeah, I have a couple thousand people in that program. That's a 7-figure business. I also got involved with ERC. So that's another side income stream. It does about $25,000 to $35,000 a month in profit. I don't really do much with that anymore. It's just passive income. What else? And that's pretty much it, bro. It's mostly coaching and info products and helping people online, stacking my cash flow and then investing it into the market cycles when the time is right.
And then you have leverage mining as well, right? Where you invest in mining equipment. So like computers to generate passive income and stacking Bitcoin, which we'll get into in a minute as well. I have a question for you because I'm a big believer in having multiple streams of income, never relying on just one. I'm also a big believer in building a lifestyle that you enjoy, right? So building a business that you love. And I heard you say once that you like to build businesses where you find people, you collaborate and you partner with them, where they do stuff that maybe you're not the best at or you don't enjoy doing. So talk to me a little bit about how you see opportunities in the market, because there's a need that you want to fill. There's a gap that you want to fill. How do you pick opportunities? How do you spot the trends? And how do you build a business or multiple businesses that you enjoy?
Yeah, man. So it all goes back to, what have I done in my life that's made me successful, right? It's the personal development. It's hitting the gym every single day. These were things that I've done for the past 10 years, but I've never really made money off of them, right? I give all my value on the animal-based diet, what my workouts look like, what my morning routine is. And that's mostly all the questions I get on Instagram. It's not even necessarily about Bitcoin or mining or any of that stuff. So I was like, why am I not actually making money helping people do what I already know works best for me? So that's kind of when I opened up coaching in all those areas of my life, just because one, it's profitable, and two, I know this shit works. It might not be flashy, get rich quick, invest here and make passive income for the rest of your life. No, it's like, hey, this is going to take 6 months of hard work. We're going to freaking count your macros. We're going to get in the gym. We're going to give you a workout plan. You're going to stick to this, show up on the weekly coaching calls. So it's actually deep work that's fulfilling to me, and it works. Same with Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. I know that Bitcoin miners give you tax write-offs for high net worth individuals in the United States that need tax write-offs. They can go ahead, instead of buying Bitcoin on an exchange, they can buy Bitcoin miners. So what did I do? I knew I wanted to stick with my zone of genius, which is marketing, sales, and content. So I find people to fulfill on the operations side. So one of my best friends my whole life, we grew up together. He builds Bitcoin miners. We met over Thanksgiving break. We had a conversation. He's like, hey man, why don't we do something? I've been building miners for the past year. I'll do the operations. You stick with the sales. And that's how it's gone for all my businesses. Even with the coaching, like I have people doing my macro plans on the back end. I have people doing the fitness plans as well. I'm onboarding the clients. I'm creating the content. So as long as you stick to what you love and what you're good at, and you onboard people to help you with what you suck at, that is how you're going to keep your life fun, exciting, and fulfilling, because you keep getting better and better at what you're passionate about. And that other person that you hire, that you partner with, does what they love as well.
I love that. It's funny you say that you partner with people who do the mining rigs, because I think it was 2017 or 2018. I started with social media marketing, and there was a local company who did crypto mining rigs and like custom 3D printed, put all the pieces together and shipped them out. And I did marketing for businesses locally. So we met up, and I remember joining them when there was a bull market. And so we did pretty well. And then investors wanted to get involved. And I remember we traveled to Helsinki, the capital of Finland, and I put together this pitch deck. And it was right at the top of that bull market, and it started going down a little bit. So we had a meeting with this guy. He was ready to invest. And right at that day, he started seeing, because you know how it is sometimes when people get into that, I see the money. So even on short term, if fluctuation, they start going, I'm not sure, and they don't have the long-term vision. And so he started looking at it going down, and he was like, nah, I'm too scared. And so I'll just put this money into real estate instead, which isn't bad either. But I was early too. I just had not a lot of money to play with, but I used my strength of marketing coupled together with some other people who were interested in crypto. And that's how I even bought my first mining rigs. And then I did the mistake of listening to people who were not good at crypto. My childhood friends who said, crypto is stupid, Bitcoin is stupid. It started going down. I listened to them and I sold everything instead of just mining. I should have kept mining for years, but you live and you learn. So maybe talk to me about the last bull market, 2021, because I remember you made a ton of money. And then because you see the vision, you see the future of crypto and the finance market, you were like, I'm just going to hold. And then you didn't take money off the table. What were some of the lessons during that bull market, and then as we kind of went down, that you took away that you now have, so that you can be prepared for the next bull market?
Yeah. So, your vision's always 2020 in hindsight, right? So in the time, I was making a ton of money through my businesses, multiple 6 figures profit a month. And I was like, I don't need to trade this. I'm here for the long term, 10 years. And what I wasn't thinking was, oh, what happens when my Bitcoin portfolio, drops 75%? And then what
Mm,
if one of my income streams that's making me all this money goes away? And that's
mm,
exactly what happened. So,
mm,
I didn't sell any Bitcoin. I had about $3.5 million at the top. And I watched it go all the way down to a little over 1 million. And
mm,
at that time, my income streams went away. And
mm,
because the economy went away, so
mm,
everyone was scared. Not a lot of people were buying. The money printers turned off. They were doing quantitative tightening, sucking back all of the assets. And so that was a time where I was like, shit, well, I learned a lesson. You got to take some marbles off the table. I was in profit, literally $2.5 million from what I had invested in, and
mm,
I didn't sell anything. So then I went through, all of the books and all the research on the Federal Reserve, how monetary policy works, what inflation is, how they stop inflation, what are the tools they can use to manipulate the money supply. And I
yeah,
just studied for the past year. And now I understand how market cycles work. They're cyclical. They happen every 4 years, usually on the election cycle years, like
yeah,
in 2024. They have to drop interest rates again, remonetize the debt, start quantitative easing, make the economy, prosper so that the last president gets reelected. So I learned like, oh, okay, this is why Satoshi Nakamoto made the Bitcoin halving in the election years, because
mm,
they print money on those years. So it's perfect advertising for Bitcoin. So now this cycle around, I partnered once again using my area of expertise. I know marketing and sales. I want to do this for myself, but why not help other people? So I started a business with my buddy Luke. Not Belmar, but Luke Davis. He's
mm,
21. He turned $20,000 into $1 million last bull market, and now we came together and we created the bull market blueprint.
mm,
So what we're doing is we're using money flows into altcoins to multiply our US dollar purchasing power, and then we're going to buy Bitcoin when it drops in the bear market. So we plan on
mm,
exiting, towards the top, not the exact top, but we
yeah,
built algorithms. We bought data from exchanges to know when people are going short, when people are going long, when to take
mm,
profits. We're going to get out, and then we're going to sit on our cash, and then we're going to buy back in at the bottom. And if you know how to actually, maneuver through these market cycles, you can, instead of, holding for 10 years and having let's say a 30x or 40x on your money, you can get out near the top and buy bottoms every single 4-year cycle, and you can
mm,
have 100x on your net worth. So that's kind of what I've learned. I have a long-term stack of Bitcoin that I'll never touch,
yeah,
because it is still risky, transferring and converting Bitcoin into altcoins to capture more purchasing power, and then going back into Bitcoin. There are lots of risks to it. So I'll always have about half my stack locked up for that 10,
mm,
20-year period. And then the rest, kind of play money, house money to trade with and ride those cycles. But a lot of this stuff, man, is just narratives. It's all hype. It's not real technology. They're mostly Ponzi schemes and scams. But if you know how to navigate them, you understand market cycles, you understand narratives, you can make a lot of money in them.
yeah. And I heard you say as well, you said once that you got a huge tax bill, right? Because when you
Yep.
invest money into, so going back to the mining thing, when you invest in crypto from profits in
Yeah.
the company, it's not that you don't get taxed on the profits because you invest in
Yeah.
an asset like
Yeah.
Bitcoin. And so
Yep.
that was your big moment where you realized like I'll start investing into the mining rigs instead because I can use them as a tax write-off, which in Finland is the same, it's just slower. So instead of like 1 or 2 years, is 5, 10 years, right? So it's less that you can write off. Yeah,
Yep.
everything over, like even my iPhone, bro, I can't even write off the entire iPhone. It gets like split into 2 years. So it's Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit
Well, hey,
different.
bro, they're doing it here too. So this year is 80% on Section 179. You could write off 80% in year one, and then the rest carries over in year two. But every single year they're dropping it by 20%. So next year is 60, then 40, then 20, then nothing. So
Yeah.
they're screwing us too here, man.
Yeah, it's coming to everyone. We'll talk about
Yeah.
the system here in a second. I love what you said about investing into altcoins as well when we go into bull market because there's narratives, right? So like there's been altcoins that people that held the narrative the last bull market that might not do as well the next one because everything is narrative. And so how does someone who's a beginner, maybe they are a creative freelancer, they have no idea what to invest in, how do they look at the
Yeah.
market and decide which coins to either trade or just like sort of
Yeah.
hold throughout the next bull market?
Yeah. So if you want to be super conservative, I would just stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. Bitcoin is just digital gold. You know, it's always going to be the leader of the pack. It always is going to have the biggest market cap. And then there's ETH, which is basically what enables all of the shit coins and altcoins to be created. So ERC20 tokens are how all of these narrative tokens get created. So if ETH is doing well, all of these other tokens are going to prosper as well. So if you want to just be super conservative, I would do, you know, maybe like 70% Bitcoin, 30% ETH, and you could just ride that into Q4 of 2025 and then sell, you know, a good majority of it if you don't want to ride it down, you know, 80% again, because the cycles are going to keep repeating over and over and over again. They always do. So yeah, just know that, you know, come 2026, it's going to drop, you know, 85%. So if you're cool with, you know, if you're cool with that and you don't want to think at all and you're making millions of dollars a month in your business and you want to just start allocating for the long term, that's cool. You know, dollar cost average in the Bitcoin, maybe don't buy it in 2024, 2025, just because the prices are going to go so high. You want to buy now when no one's talking about it. You want to buy now. These prices are incredible. The cycle's going to happen again. If you want to get riskier, if you want to get more, you know, potential gains, you just follow the money flows. So money flows in the Bitcoin first. You watch the Bitcoin dominance chart. When the dominance starts to lower under 50%, money starts to rotate into Ethereum. Ethereum has, you know, its new highs, and then money rotates out of ETH into the smaller cap coins. Okay. So like Cardano, Solana, but like you said, who knows if these coins are going to have new all-time highs again. A lot of the alts that had all-time highs last bull market, they fizzle out. There's no new narrative. They don't get new VC money. No more money flows into them, and they don't even make new all-time highs. Coins that I think that did well last bull market that will do good again and potentially hit new all-time highs are Solana. I think Solana has a crazy community at this point. They have in-person stores. They created a Solana phone. They have NFTs. I think that it will have enough momentum to carry in to another all-time high.
Because it's big enough, even when developers go elsewhere, it's big enough to wait out the down market to then take off again in the next bull market. And I remember what Mark Moss said. You interviewed Mark Moss at Capital Club. He said, money doesn't disappear. It circles into the next thing or something like that. And you basically said the same thing. It goes from Ethereum into altcoins and then repeats the cycle. But the main thing that you said here is like, you talked about cash flow, or you talked about if you have a business that generates millions per month, for example, multiple six figures, you could just, you know, allocate into Bitcoin, dollar cost average. And I think for a majority of, especially, I have a lot of people in my audience, as do you, a lot of beginners who hear this stuff and they hear the millions and the pumps and they're like, I'm missing out. But talk to them a little bit about stacking the skills that allows you to make money in the first place. Because I think it was Hormozy who said the S&Me 500, investing in the S&Me, high skills. Right? For the long term. And that's what you've done. You talked about how you've done something, then thought it to people like, I'm teaching what I've already done. Then you do the next thing. Now you're growing on YouTube, for example. You can then teach how you're growing on YouTube, how you network. And so talk about cash flow businesses that you can then use to allocate into the market.
Yeah, I mean, yourself is the most important thing in this world. You know, if you don't have yourself, you don't have anything. So I would just 100%, if you're just starting out and you're watching this, I mean, just go all in on you and your business. There's nothing else more important. There's nothing worse than not having cash flow. Okay. So cash flow is number one. If you're making 10 grand, 20 grand, even 30 grand a month, pour that back in your business until you're getting to at least $100,000 a month before you even think about investing in anything else. What's the point? You know, you're going to try to bank on something that you can't even control, making you a millionaire. And then what? You're going to sell it. And then you're just going to have all this cash with no skills, no business, no cash flow. Once again, what do you even do with your life? Right. So, you know, I had at the point when I started investing in Bitcoin, Number one, I had massive interest in it. It was something I was super passionate about. And that was one of the reasons why I started looking into it. It wasn't like some guy told me and I just, put all my trust in him and just threw money in there. No, I was addicted, man. I was learning every day. I was learning about inflation. It was something inside of me telling me, hey, look further into this, start helping people wake up to Bitcoin, create content around it. So that was my why on why I got so into it. And, I have no regrets there at all. So yeah, make sure whatever it is you're investing in, you have passion behind it, and make sure that you have enough cash flow before you start investing in anything else. 9 times out of 10, it's better advice for someone to just not even invest in anything but their business at all, because you're going to make way more money.
Yeah. And then the second thing that I would say is like profit margin. So you hear a lot of numbers being thrown around, and I have nothing against people in e-commerce. I know a lot of people at Capital Club who are crushing it in e-commerce, but I also see a lot of beginners who they see the big numbers and think, oh, they're making more money than the coaches or the agency owners, for an example. So they think they got to do e-commerce. They got to do something where they're risking their life savings for inventory or ad spend. But we both know that you can make 7 figures a year organically selling something that has high profit margins. So like agency services, coaching, consulting, that sort of thing. And so another thing that I've seen you do is like, you're not like putting a label on yourself that you're the Bitcoin guy or you're this guy. Like, you're keeping it kind of open. And so I've also in my own life, as I've been becoming more interested in mindset and life choices, human behavior, why people are walking zombies, not starting the thing they want to. I've become more interested in being like a life coach, but I used to hate that term years ago.
Me too, man. Me too.
Because people said like, oh, life coaches are this or that. And it's like, I don't need the labels. I'll just teach people what I've learned and where I know I can help them.
Exactly.
And so it's like, you can make a lot of money organically just teaching people the thing that you've been through. You don't have to
100%.
Yeah.
You can make like, for example, ColinYurcisin.com, right? I sell myself every day. You see me in the morning, do my thing, my morning routine, my motivational quotes, hitting the gym. People buy that. They're like, well, like, what is that? I want that. I want what you have. And then it's like, oh, okay, I just created a program that gives you this. I give you the plan to get it. And dude, the profit margins are literally 90%. I pay some guy a couple $100 a month to type up my programs and message my clients. All it costs me is 2 hours of my time every week to do a live call with these different groups. So on Saturday and Sunday, I dedicate 1 hour and I pour in to my people, and it makes me feel great. I elevate. I know I'm helping people. I know my products work because it's worked for me for the past 10 years. So if you can just duplicate what I've done, I give you the exact framework and you can just do it, it's going to work. So it feels so freaking good to help people with personal development and make good money doing it.
Yeah. What about monthly recurring revenue? I know that's a big topic right now on people's minds. And for years, I've sold funnel packages, and people said, well, you don't have, because I don't sell ads, right? So they say you don't have recurring revenue. So if someone is charging 1,000 per month, 12 months, that's 12,000. But I sell 2 funnels in a year for 6,000 each, that's 12,000. So it's the same amount of money. So it's like, okay. Another way with coaching, for example, you can do payment plans. So talk to me a little bit about how you're stacking the income streams and the recurring revenue. Maybe you have monthly plans, maybe you have annual plans, maybe you have lifetime access. What are the different business, monthly recurring revenue streams that you have?
Yeah, sure. So I'll run you through what I do right now. I'll just take you through exactly what I do. So the lowest ticket one is group mindset and fitness. So basically there's no one-on-one. What you get is you get a custom daily workout routine. I talk you through your goals. We create a perfect meal plan for you and we track your macros. And then I do once a week that 60-minute call with the full group. And we talk about, what your struggles are, everything you're going through with fitness. And all that is $299 a month, or $750 for 3 months, $12.99 for 6 months, or $19.99 for 12 months. Okay, that's my lowest ticket offer. And I would say the $750 for 3 months sells the best right now. Then if you want more one-on-one time with me, we have the exact same thing I just said, but you get 30 minutes bi-weekly check-ins with me. You and me, that's it. We talk about what your struggles are, your goals. That's a little more expensive because that's one-on-one. It's $2,999 a month, or $7,499 for 3 months. Then we have my business coaching, which I'll literally give you the exact frameworks, the exact game plan that I've used for the past 5 years. That's allowed me to sell over $12 million through Instagram stories, through many products and services. I've done it over and over and over again. You can give me any product and I'll be able to duplicate the same results. That's a 60-minute one-on-one call with me. That's it. That's the only one-on-one call I do with you. Then you get 60-minute group calls with all business people that have paid the same amount with you. You also get the custom training and nutrition program, because I believe that's one of the most important things. Having your macros dialed, feeling like a beast in the gym every day, waking up, having your morning routine set, and also comes with my Leverage Lifestyle course. That goes from $2,999 per month all the way up to $20,000 for a year. So those are all my programs that I offer right now. And then I have my crypto mastermind. That's a yearly subscription as well. So everything's recurring. If you're finding good results and you do a 1 month with me, odds are you're gonna hire me for another 3 months to 6 months. So man, it's like, it's the ever giving business. Like, I give to you, you give to me, we all elevate. And dude, like, I've been doing it only for a couple weeks now on these exact products I just mentioned. And I could just see the momentum. Once people start getting results, you start posting it. It's just, momentum on momentum. It just doesn't stop.
Yeah. Talk to me about health in general, or biohacking, because I know you're good friends with Gary Brecka. Honestly, going to Capital Club, I thought I knew enough about biohacking. You never fully learned, but there we go. Yeah. So I was blown away by his content, and ever since I've been recommending his stuff to all my friends, to my wife, and it's changed how I do business forever and life in general. But I used to do, for example, one thing I've done is cut out caffeine. So I used to drink, because they were healthy, sugar-free. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's like the labels.
Sure.
I used to drink 2 to 3 per day to just maximize productivity. What I didn't understand was caffeine stays in your body when you sleep. So you wake up tired, right? And then I have another one because it's healthy, right? And so I was just dumb for years. And then at Capital Club, I saw the truth, and now I'm like, I don't actually need it. Like, I can have 2 coffees per week some weeks, and I feel better than ever. And steaks, for example, I can live off of steaks, whereas I used to have everything. It's like society has programmed us to believe that cows are evil, that cows and steaks ruin the climate. There's so many things
ruining the world, bro.
Yeah, there's so many paths we could go down, but we'll be here for hours and hours. So instead, talk to me about biohacking in general. What's been working well for you?
Yeah, for sure, man. So look, I don't want to give you all the crazy stuff I have that costs like 20 grand to put in your house, but I'll give you the basics. Waking up with the sun every single day, sun gazing, they call it. You squint your eyes and you watch the sun come up. That's going to help your circadian rhythm. That's going to be incredible for deep sleep, REM sleep, and just getting you on that cycle, right? Waking up with the sun, going to bed, not too long after the sun goes down. I know in your case, it's a little harder to do that where you live, right? Because it's sunny for 24 hours sometimes. But anyway, that is great. Getting your grounding in. Like, I do PMF mat, or I go outside and I walk barefoot. And you have those electronic ions, the negative ions in the earth, that literally are like doing things with your energy. They're grounding you. They're alkalizing your blood. That's amazing. Also for sleep, for energy, for cleansing. It's great. Red light therapy. If you can go get a little red light panel while you're working, you could literally put it under your desk or in front of you while you work. I do it every morning when I do my morning routine, when I'm meditating, when I'm journaling. That thing's on, blasting on me. Cold plunge, sauna. Both incredible things. If you could do that, 11 minutes a week, I believe, is what who was it? One of the biohacker guys said that that's all you need. 11 minutes a week. If you can do, 3 minutes a couple days in a row, you're going to be crushing it. And then also the sauna is great as well. And then I stick to an animal-based diet, fruit, beef, organic, everything pasture raised from a farm, if you can, raw dairy, raw honey. And that's all I need, man. And I feel freaking fantastic. Red light block or blue light blockers at night
Mm.
when the sun goes down. So when you're looking at your screen, it's not screwing up your circadian rhythm. Your body's not going to think it's still daytime. It's time to go to bed. It's time to
Yeah.
wind down. And then finally, I would read at night, disconnect from social media, get off the phone. Same in the morning. Do not use your phone for the first hour of the day. You can post your morning routine, but don't consume shit. Don't be scrolling in the morning. Don't be consuming outside information, letting that into your special space right when you wake up. That's your time for you to garner that energy, to get those universal downloads, to really tune into who you are and what you need to do for that day.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Erling Haaland, or you're not a big football fan or soccer? Sorry.
No, I don't know him.
Okay, so Erling Haaland is the world's best soccer player right now. Like, he got the award for the best men's player. He's from Norway, actually, and he's super young. He's crushing. He's scoring goals like crazy. I'm sure in US all you hear is Messi right now because he moved to MLS, but Haaland is, and they started doing like studies on him, why he's performing so well. He got everything you just mentioned, right? Liver, the blue light blockers, grounding, good sleep, everything that is against the main narrative. So I've been kind of studying, like, okay, let's see how much they're gonna spread his protocol, if you will, because he's he's crushing it, and he's preaching the importance of eating basically carnivore. So that's been interesting. Similar diet what you just said. I was gonna ask how you optimize for sleep, but I think you mentioned it in there as well, where you wind down during the night. Is there anything else that you do? Maybe not eat a steak 1 hour before you go to sleep.
You don't want to have heavy carbs. Like anything that has starches, avoid like the plague. You want to stop eating and drinking all liquids 3 hours before you go to bed. Do a postprandial walk after your last meal to digest, to aid the digestion. Put those blue light blockers on, wind down an hour before, start reading your book. No screens. Also, sleep mask, blackout curtains. I use an Ooler. It keeps my bed at 66 degrees at night. So when your body's chilled, you're able to drop way deeper into deep sleep. If you're sleeping in a hot room, it's like the worst thing for your body. And you're not going to get that deep rest, that deep sleep, that REM sleep. And then also mouth breathing. Mouth breathing is so bad. And if you mouth breathe, you need to tape your mouth. They have a different mouth tape that's specifically made for sleep. You can look it up on Google. I don't use that because I do breathe out my nose. But yeah, if you do all those things, also a weighted blanket. I use a weighted blanket because you tend to get a little cold from the chilled mattress. But when you put the weighted blanket on top, it warms you up a little bit up top, and you can't roll around. The best way to sleep is on your back. So I sleep on my back. The weighted blankets literally pin me to the bed, and I'm breathing through my nose, eye mask on, and man, you're out like a light, and then you spring right up at 5 a.m. ready to rock.
I love it. And I got 2 kids, 2 daughters, and they just moved into their own room to sleep because they're 3 and 6. So they used to sleep with us, and that would mess up the sleep because they're kicking me, and it's like, man, but now they have their own room and own beds and everything. So now my sleep is starting to get better already. I have a Whoop tracker as well. Are you tracking your sleep at all with maybe Whoop or
yes, or a ring is what I use. I find it a little easier instead of wearing something on my wrist, but they're both great. And yeah, man, I haven't tracked it in a little bit, but I did before I went to Europe, and I don't know. I think it could be a net negative, like mindset wise for some people. Like you get a little obsessed with your sleep score. And if you have like a 79, you're like, damn, I didn't get an 80. And now it like ruins your day. Like for me, I've been not really focusing on it. I feel pretty freaking awesome every day, even if I'm getting like 6 hours to 8 hours. So yeah, I mean, it's all up to you, but
I was gonna say, like, you probably want to use it when you optimize for it, but then when you feel amazing, there's no need to track everything. It's kind of like, okay, if you're scaling with a team in your business, you want to track profit margins, but let's say you're making millions per month, there's less of a need of like, okay, we have healthy profit margins, there's less of a daily need to track every single KPI versus in the beginning, install a new team, for an example.
Yeah, I would do it. If you have no idea how you sleep, buy one of those things. Make sure you're getting yeah, if you feel like crap, you're wondering what's going on, that thing will tell you everything you need to know. You'll adjust accordingly. And then once you hit, 85, 90 on your sleep score, you can stop wearing it.
I agree. By the way, there's one thing I've been thinking about when it comes to carnivore and buying raw dairy, raw eggs, ground beef, things like that. Because I don't, in stores they don't sell it here. I don't know if it's just Finland, Europe in general, US as well. But do you just go to, or do you go to local markets? Do you go to the farmers to their house and like, or do you
Yeah.
call them? Like, how do you even? Who's your
So
dealer?
I'm pretty lucky. In Miami, they have something called myhealthyfoodclub.com. It's a local farm in Florida, and they
Okay,
deliver to my house twice a month. So every two
really?
weeks, I get my shipment of raw milk, my eggs direct from the farm, pasture raised, as well as they have steaks too. They have steaks. They have raw kefir, yogurt, any raw dairy you could think of. It is absolutely incredible. It makes me feel so good. It's so tasty. It's so raw. I
That's
highly
awesome.
recommend. I think there's a website. I know Oscar knows this, our friend Oscar.
Mm.
I think it's called like rawmilk.com, and it'll tell you everywhere you can get milk in the world.
If they don't have Finland, I'm gonna take as my mission to find the farmers and add it to rawmilk.com.
I'm sure they have it, bro. You guys got a lot of farmland out there.
We do, and even the politics here are leaning. They're more going to the traditional, like the right wing leaning, and more people who
Good.
stand up for farmers. Is really good. So if shit ever hits the fan in US, which is not looking right, you know where you can go. You can come out here. I saw you got
I
engaged. Congrats. So if you want to build
I
a family
did.
out on the fields in Finland, let me know, bro.
I'm gonna have to have my sleep mask on the whole time in the
So actually,
summertime, I guess.
Actually, that's a myth. So in during summer we have 24 hours of bright, yes, but
Yeah.
it's the opposite in the winter. So it's super bad actually for vitamin D and the sunlight, because in December, January, we have 1 hour of sun per day.
Oh my
Everything else is
God,
so
bro.
it gets dark. So like if it's bright like at 1 p.m., it goes down like 2, 3 p.m. It starts going dark, which is crazy. So
Crazy.
maybe you have some ideas for me to still get the same effect from sunlight, but get it
Hop
to
on a
be.
plane, brother. Hop on a plane and go travel.
Yeah, I actually do love traveling. We go to Portugal a few weeks here and there with the family. People used to say
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I can't travel because I have kids." I say I want to travel because I have kids. It's a little bit of a
Yeah.
different. I want to
I
show them.
love that.
I want to give them the experiences of traveling and exploring. I think it's good for the kids. Are you planning on
Absolutely.
having kids, by the way?
100%, bro.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I live a very righteous life. I want to have a family. I want to do good. That's what
Hmm.
I think about every day. I want to do good. I want to be a good person. I want to have a family. I want to have an
Yeah.
awesome wife. I want to build a legacy.
Yeah. What about homeschooling? Do you trust the government to educate
No,
your kids?
no, absolutely not. Absolutely
Hmm.
not. I'll get to that when I get there. Not
Yeah.
really concerned at the moment, but I hope at that point, and I believe it. I believe that our network will create schools, bro. I mean,
I
look what we're at now. We have crazy networking groups, Capital Club. You think we're all gonna have kids soon, and what are we
yeah.
gonna do? We're gonna have to solve a new problem.
Yeah. One little hack that I'm doing right now, by living in a small village, we still have Christian values here. And so everywhere they start to go to preschool and things like that right now.
Yep.
And so I've been studying like what they're learning there. And so they come home, they sing a Christian song. It's like the values are there still. But
Awesome.
one of my extended family members are a teacher in a school where they're kind of like right now going, it's a different city, but they're starting to go, well, you can't say him or her. You got to kind of be neutral about.
Oh,
So they're
yeah.
starting it, bro. It's coming everywhere. And
Yeah.
so I
I
I
know.
always study and analyze the market for education, and I
Yep.
go, okay, at some point it might be a good idea to homeschool, and I'm not opposed to doing that because I'm a principle first person. So like if someone else
Sure.
try to program my kids more than me and my wife can do, we'll just pull them
Oh
out.
yeah. 100%, man. As soon as you get that sign that that's happening, I would do the same thing.
Yeah. Um, a little bit about traveling still. I see you travel a lot, bro. You combine business and life. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna pause business and travel. You combine the two of them. Do you ever find that to be unproductive compared to having like set routines? You wake up, you work, you go to the gym, you come back, you work. What do you
Yeah.
prefer?
Yeah, I like a mix of both, bro. I'll never be one-sided. Like, oh, I'm never traveling again. Like, I
Mm,
think you need a happy medium, especially for me. I think what I just did, 2 months of Europe was a little too much. I think
mm,
max I would do is a month straight.
yeah.
2 weeks to a month straight, perfect. But yeah, like for example, I'll be in Miami. I've been here for almost a month now. By month 2 of not leaving Miami, I'll need to go on a little weekend trip to reset.
Mm,
I need new inspiration. I need new energy. I need to talk to new people. So who knows? Maybe hop down to Tulum for 3 days. I'll come back,
mm.
feel reset.
I
So
love that.
it doesn't matter though, to answer your question, wherever I'm at, no matter what time I'm waking up, what time I'm going to bed, I'm always getting my non-negotiables done. I'm hitting my morning routine. I'm getting my workout in. I'm eating my animal-based diet no matter where I'm at. So, as long as I hit those checklists, I'm chilling. I could be
Yeah,
freaking in Africa. I could be in Mexico. It doesn't matter. I'm always posting my content. I'm always doing the same thing and I stay on track.
I love that. I love that. We're very aligned on that as well. Colin, what's your 10-year plan, right? Because people who just get started, they're like, I want to make money. I need money this month, right? But then when they
Yep.
start making money, things shift a little bit. Like they see what's possible and their beliefs shift. So now that you've made a lot of money, what do you want to build? Maybe in terms of the business structure, if you want to exit, but also could be, I just want to build this type of life. And then the business is the cash flow machine to fund everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not that big of like a business operations guy. I have never really like dreamed or made a goal of like creating like an exiting business. I
Mm,
like doing my businesses like forever. Like I just
mm,
want to, I love these businesses. I think my Bitcoin mining company has the potential to, maybe be bought, but I don't think I would get it. I don't think I would sell it. I
mm,
think I would just keep investing in it, maybe bring on equity partners to help scale it. But yeah, man, these are like long-term things. Like I could coach until, I'm not able to walk anymore. It's
mm.
it's for me, it's just doing the things that I love.
Would it be fair to say you're going to keep working on yourself, and as you discover new things and you stack up, you level up, you teach that to other people, your younger self and people in a similar situation to help them level up as well?
Absolutely, man. It's all about just giving value and doing what works for me. And if I can give value and do what works for me and help other people, it's going to continue to just have that ripple effect. Like I've done so many different industries. I've helped people with credit, with lifestyle, with travel, with fitness, with health. And whatever I learn at the time and I'm passionate about, I'm able to just create a business out of it. And there's nothing more fulfilling than that.
I agree. I agree. I like to ask this question as we end the episode. What's one question that I haven't asked that if I did ask, it would change the life of our audiences forever?
Sure. Yeah. What would someone want to focus on when they first get started as an entrepreneur?
So let me ask you that question then. The reason I ask this is because for me, looking into your life, there might be things that I'm missing that you maybe learned. There might be mistakes that you went through, and then because of those, you're a stronger person. So for you, what is something for people who are starting then that because you learned those things, you're a stronger person, you're wiser, you're more successful, that you can teach someone who's younger than you right now?
Yeah. So no matter how successful you get or how broke you get and how, in a hole you get, it's always gonna rebound. Life goes
Mm,
in waves for you, for me, for Steve Jobs, for Elon Musk. No matter how much billions of dollars they've made or how many
mm,
IPOs they've had, they still have days that are literally down in the dumps. And what happens when you're down in the dumps? A lot of people think they're there forever. This is it.
mm,
I fucked up. I'm stuck. What you have to do is you got to stay centered, stay in the middle.
mm.
So when you ride highs, don't ride them too long because
Yeah.
when you hit a super big high, you're going right back down in the
Mm,
next couple months or years. And so I've come to that realization like in 2021, I was on such a high. I thought I could never do wrong. I thought that this high was only going to continue to go up
mm,
forever. And then, I got checked. I got ego checked, right?
mm,
And the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, was like, oh, okay. Like, let's see if you can handle it on the downside now. And
mm,
so just keep a level head and keep your routine the same. If you can keep your factors that you can control the same and consistent, like waking up early, hitting your gym, doing your work, doing your morning routine, and you never change that, you don't have
mm.
to worry about if it's a bad day or a good day. because you're doing only what you can control. And that's all that matters. The rest is up for God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And you just basically learn the lessons from the downs and the ups, and that's it. So just stay centered. Don't drink your own Kool-Aid when you're too high, and don't think you're never going to get back up when you're too low.
I love that. I love that. I think it was Dr. John DeMartini who talks about neutralizing, you know, when we look at something as like, oh, I'm the best, everything is positive, we forget to see the drawbacks. And then when there's a negative event, we only see the drawbacks, not the benefits of it. So if we can write down good things that can come and have come because of this negative situation, we can neutralize it, and we'll create momentum by staying neutralized and focusing on those daily habits towards the goal, no matter what is happening on an internal emotional level, because I believe that we're not our emotions. Our emotions are happening within us, but it is not our identity. So, bro, we're very aligned on everything. It seems like in business, personal life, biohacking. It's a pleasure to have you as a friend, to keep learning from you. If you ever need anything from me, happy to help. If you ever want to come out to Finland, whether it's not building a family, just to visit, would love to have you as well. All right, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for
thank you so much, man. I had a blast. You're doing a great job, brother. Thank you, man.
We'll talk soon. Have a good one.
All right. Peace out, bro.